episode 55. We're just gonna go ahead and get into it. And I'm kind of like, a couple weeks overdue for this. And I guess episode 56 is coming out tomorrow, which obviously I'm not going to film it tomorrow because it's coming out tomorrow, but So, without ado, this is Comprehensive History Christian, part 55. Oh my god, that's loud.
What made her this way? What is the attraction?
I'd say
What
Bob's
keeps us
and Vagana,
fascinated?
but like, nah, bro.
This is the story of Christian.
Got this headset cord in the way, I can't see anything. Which, by the way, I'm literally having water for dinner. Like, I'm fucking dying, dude. I'm so hungry. Alright.
On May 8th,
Fuck, I love this PlayStation
2017,
music.
after a 561-day-long hiatus, Christine began drawing new pages for her Sonichu Issue 11 comic book, showcasing her process via a 39-minute-long YouTube video. Even though she can be seen talking at times, her microphone seemed to have been disabled for the recording. On May 11th, Chris wrote on Facebook that she was a contender for the Best Local Minor Celebrity poll listed by Charlottesville's Seaville Weekly newspaper, and asked for people to vote for her. At the time of her announcement, she was in 3rd place, with 7% of the vote. She also privately messaged her Facebook friends, asking them for their vote. The list was one of many polls on the magazine, which accepted nominations from anyone online. Christine was also in the running for Best TV Personality and Local Radio Personality. Among the list of Best Musicians was Christian and the Hedgehog Boys, and the poll for Best Neighborhood featured Quickville. Thanks to many online observers, Chris quickly...
I remember when I tried to make a virtual band, way before I ever, knew who Christian was. Like, even before I was listening to the Gorillaz, I was trying to do it because of Mikasusu? You know who I'm talking about, like the chick with the blue hair or whatever? I just thought like the concept of that was a really cool idea.
He climbed to the #1 spot in the Local Minor Celebrity category, which was a feat soon repeated in other categories. Christine soon after left an update on Facebook, stating that she was to be voted for in the Local Minor Celebrity category only, and pleaded for people not to add her into any other categories with which she had no involvement. The following day, moderators for the polls stepped in to remove anything Quick related, though eventually more falsified nominations were added in again by Weens. After a while, the Seaville website reported that due to supposed frustrating technical glitches, the nominations had to be started over. Chris blamed Trolling Stupids for mass voting her out. On May 13th, in response to an article...
I really think it's fucking funny that people will literally go out of their way to fuck with this man at any fucking chance they can get, over any kind of stupid shit he's trying to do.
Regarding possible surgery, which would make trans women able to carry a child through pregnancy, Chris expressed...
Fucking how? New surgery could allow trans women to become pregnant? A clinic in Ohio? What in the cinnamon toast fuck?
Her elation at the prospect of finally becoming a mother. The next day, she wished for a happy Mother's Day to all mothers, who she thought were amazing, especially Rosechu and Simonla, sharing a panel from her Sonichu comic, featuring Rosechu frantically doing housework.
Wow, that's not sexist at all.
She live-streamed herself using the photo manipulation and alteration software, Photoshop, to create a large composite portrait of herself, her parents, and her Sonichu characters.
We have already done the drawings and scanned them into the computer, at which we are going to put these pictures onto the pre-taken photographs for the 11th book. So right now I'll be transferring you live to my laptop. Alright, now I got...
I wish I knew how to fucking do this. I just use like MS Paint.
Alright. Check head shape size there. I think I'm gonna shrink them just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's Good.
The fact that he can do this, like,
It'll be right there.
I know it's like really obviously simple or whatever, but it's just, to me, it's so interesting.
Now look at the close. When I worked on my shirt recently, I've noticed that the fabric weaving pattern was similar to that on my father's sweater.
Oh, he's got his dad in the picture.
Made me cry a little bit.
Oh, dude. It's kind of nice. I mean, I wouldn't do that to your dad, putting him in there with all the hedgehogs, but...
On May 18th, Christine reported on Twitter that a troll texted her to say that he was from the future. She replied by saying that he should go back because he had forgotten their 2010 to 2020 sports almanac.
Oh my god.
The next day, after not returning home the night before, the Challenger's cat, Sorbet, was found by a neighbor, hiding in a gutter in their driveway. The cat was only moved after being sprayed with water from a hose. After checking with a veterinarian,
Bro, even the fucking cat doesn't want to be there.
Sorbet was found to have suffered head trauma, uneven pupil dilation, bruises, and some bleeding. The doctor concluded that he had likely been struck by a car and would stay at the vet over the weekend.
That's not good.
On the 21st, Chris revealed the cover art for Sonichu issue 12, prominently addressing...
I know a horrible story or whatever. This is actually a little bit over a decade ago. The girl I was driving with, or the girl I was dating with at the time, we were driving the car, and there was something moving in the road, and it was literally a cat that was ran over, but it was still alive. Like the middle part of it was just flat, and it was just, I don't know, it looked like a hot dog bun spread open, and the cat was just like screaming and still moving. I was like, oh god, that's terrible. Like, you know, I'm not like emotionally like I'm just kind of like, oh. And I remember my girlfriend was screaming because she loved cats. So it's not funny, but it's just kind of like, what do you do in that situation? Do you put the little fucker out of its misery, or do you just ignore it? And I had a shovel in the trunk of my car, so I gotta just whack the cat with it and killed it. And I know it's really fucked up, but like the damn thing was dying. I just put it out of its misery, and unfortunately I couldn't bury it, you know, but I don't know. I know it's fucked up, but it had to be done, because like if I was ran over like that, I'd want somebody to put me out of my misery. But unfortunately I wasn't able to bury it because like the grass or the dirt or whatever wasn't very good. There's too many roots, and I'm not going to carry it in my car. But anyways, fuck it.
LGBTQ themes.
I'm a
as
terrible
the scene was
person, I
set
know.
during the annual so-called SLGBTQ Pride Festival
What the
of
fuck is
Quickville.
that?
Chris addressed the addition of the S to the acronym in a Facebook post. Let's talk a bit about my idea of adding the S to LGBTQ. Firstly, the S is for straight, or cisgender. Both the straight and cisgender flags are above the S.
I keep pausing it, and we're only 5 minutes in. Okay, first of all, straight people don't want to be a part of the fucking LGBT. Secondly, the LGBT don't want to be included with the straights. They're literally just supposed to represent because they have to have their own fucking identity. They have to be different than, you know, normal people. And I hate the fucking word cisgender. I hate it so fucking much. It's like people just don't like the fact that, you know, men and girls and guys are just like the normal concept. So they, I don't know, like, I know it probably comes from something, but it's just so fucking stupid.
S. I feel it's been...
It's about as stupid as non-binary transsexual, or non-binary lesbian. Every time, or non-binary gay, like every time I see these things, I'm like, that is the fucking definition of a fucking oxymoron.
Official and good to include the straight/cisgender, as to not leave them feeling left out. I mean, we, the LGBTQ, have our straight allies and supporters, and to figure ourselves as different from them, in a sense, have seeded the idea of our community in us. Regardless, we do welcome them to our Pride festivals and events, but they each may have been feeling singled and left out. Plus, look at the acronym this way: SLGBTQ. We, the LGBT, and everyone in between.
Also, the G and the Q are the same fucking thing, but I like how he's trying to put the S in front of it. Like straight people gotta take over.
The Q being the queer and questioning, either amongst our allies and those who may be exploring and figuring themselves out, and the S, our allies, most of at least, that were here before us, and we still welcome them, at least the ones with open hearts. We, the LGBTQ, still strive and work towards equality and freedom like everyone else. Have we totally considered the same for them? We are equal to everyone, and we are to remain included. And
I mean, I'd argue and say you actually have more power than everyday normal people, but, you know, that's just me.
the least to return the favor unto them. Include their flags and letter in what we already have. The total salad of a multitude of variants that makes us all as a whole a damn great salad, meats and fruits included. We, the whole world together,
Meats
are the
in a fucking salad?
SLGBTQ. Thank you.
What, like bacon? Like that?
On
Oh,
May
chicken.
22nd,
Okay.
Christine reported that Sorbet
I
had
don't
been
eat-
brought
I
back
don't
from
eat
the
rabbit
vet
food.
and shared the latest pictures of him. He was feeling better, even though his left pupil was still dilated. 2 days later, Chris made an update video for YouTube.
Just pretty much, this video is their plea for money because we're really broke and my mother needs more of her meal replacement shakes right now. It's not got enough to last throughout the rest of the month. But she...
It's like in
but
some videos,
obviously,
some
as y'all
pictures, his
have,
hair.
may have noticed on
It
my
looks
Facebook,
full, and other ones it's like really thin.
I have completed a bunch more pages for book 11. Here, screen cap that. Ugh, kaput nix. The internet trolls. Ugh, kaput nix.
So the Sonicher's like fucking Russian.
But anyway, yes, my mother and I, we need a lot more money, please. So
Yeah, please give me money.
donate to the link below. No.
Bro, I should make a fucking video where I just beg for money and just link my fucking Patreon. Wait, didn't I do a Patreon video? I don't fucking... Dude, I make so many fucking videos, I don't even know anymore. Ah. For only $1 a month, you could not get any extra content out of me. At all. I'll just... Yeah. Actually, you know, fuck it. If somebody actually give me like $10 a month, I'll watch whatever the fuck you want. I'll make like 5 videos a month for you.
Less than $1. No change. We want dollar amounts.
Motherfucker, take what you can
And
get.
definitely, from each person, the recommended amount that the link suggests. Please, please, please. We need the money for more food. Ugh.
Boy, you got enough fat to last a
Another
winter.
week and a half to go. Oh my god.
Buy some
Sorbet.
motherfucking ramen noodles.
And the vet bill was $160.
If you can't afford to eat, you shouldn't have
Anyway,
fucking
please
animals, you
help us.
goddamn loser.
Thank you. Have a good day.
In response, several followers donated amounts of less than $1 to Chris. As a consequence, Chris made another video to reiterate her original plea.
I said nothing under $1 in donations. No donations less than $1. We need the money.
Give you a
Tell 'em,
fucking...
Mom.
Oh no.
We need the money
And what do we need it for?
for food.
I mean,
And
if
you've
your
been
son dies, you
needing
could
a
just eat your
lot
son.
of- I told them that I reminded them that you need a lot of the shakes.
Yeah.
Anyway, tell them no donations less than $1.
No donations less than $1.
Yeah, Barb, you tell them.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Some
She
viewers
looks so
felt
ready
that
to
Christine's
die,
behavior
like-
towards Barbara could be considered elder abuse and made their feelings publicly known to her. Chris deleted the video soon after, but it was downloaded by Christorians and re-uploaded onto YouTube again. On May 29th,
Dude, we're only 10 minutes in. I keep pausing it. But, you know, like I've said before, like, this is just one of those things where you have to pause it, like, every 45 seconds. But no, for a when are we going to get the Bazzbe comprehensive history? Like, if I seriously just went on, like, a tangent about everything that's happened to me and I've done some really fucking crazy shit, I could probably get up to part 50. Like, I haven't been on TV, like, actually I have been on TV. I forgot. I've been on MTV before. Oh god, yeah, I've been on MTV. I was on MTV when I was 16. I forgot about that. Yeah, never mind. I have been on TV.
Christine offered a video update on her cat, Sorbet.
Instigate clue. Hey, Sorbet. You breathing okay? No. Sound like you're breathing through your mouth. Oh, bless you. That might be cute, though. Okay.
Cat's like, leave me the fuck alone.
Try.
I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm sorry.
On the final day of May, Chris posted a work of fan art of a fictitious cover for Sonichu issue 13, set to be a crossover.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to say this. If this video somehow ever got 1 million fucking views, I will dead ass get Sonic Chew tattooed across my fucking chest. I'll do it.
Of Sonichu characters, and characters from the Planet Dolan conglomerate of YouTube channels.
Planet
Also
Dolan!
on that day,
I
she
love
notified
Planet
her
Dolan!
followers that she was planning on posting completed Sonichu pages on Patreon,
I used
made
to watch his
available
WoW
only to
videos.
paying patrons, and would only make them available to the public once the comic book was completed. Chris proceeded to upload freshly finished pages of issue 11 on Patreon, though one of the paying patrons was in fact a spy from Kiwi Farms, who then made the pages public. On June 3rd, she posted a drawing of herself in her pony persona form, Nightstar.
Oh, God.
2 days later, she asked on Facebook if people would be interested in seeing her binders of original drawings of the comic books. She determined to show them off if her post received 1,000 positive reactions.
Actually, yeah,
On
I'd
June
be
7th,
interested in seeing
she
that.
offered a video update concerning the progress of her comic book.
I like how Sonic just kind of faded
currently
from the
the
comics.
previews that have been colored are up to page 61. We're up to about page 65 or 6 right now in the book. And yes, I finally got my own complete collection of my own books, printed well by my publisher. And also through Patreon. This will pretty much be the only way at the moment to get copies of my book, including those beyond book 4.
Oh.
I'm trying. Alright. Let me see what else. Thinking. My big Sachu binders.
That is a
3 of
big
them now, counting the
fucking
one with all the
piece of art.
cards and my own pugs. Anyway, that's a whole lot of crazy artwork. Actually, there's a 4th book, but that'll be a separate volume because that is X-rated. Anyway, volumes of my art book, art binder.
You know, I just had a thought too. Like, I know that he's like trans lesbian or whatever the fuck he wants to be, and I know like a lot of guys actually are like tranny chasers. Do you think any of them would actually legitimately want to fuck Chris? Like, I'm asking the real questions right now. Do you think any of them would really actually want to fuck Chris?
Art books, illustrations. Yeah, let me see what
You know
else.
the motherfucker take a cum shot in the
else?
fucking
Anything
mouth. You know
else?
he would.
I'm still thinking and processing and possibly further developments, actual, and trying to keep the haters out of the loop about that. So there. It's all good. Thank you very much and have a good day.
On June 11th, Christine apologized on Facebook for failing to reply to many business inquiries and fan questions, stating that she needed a team of representatives to keep up with all incoming queries. She then sent out the message that if any fans were capable and willing to make better Sonichu fan art, fan fiction, or games, she would allow them to do so freely and would consider it as official Sonichu merchandise. She gave guidelines for the stories that creators should follow, such as adhering to the characters she created and maintaining content fit for a 7-year-old. She apologized for expressing.
You made a comic where they were fucking. Chris, you made fucking comic books of Sonic 2 fucking Rose Chew. What are you talking about?
Hate for past fan art, and once again supported the idea of fan-created Sonichu media before she could make it officially herself. On June 12th, Chris appeared at a remembrance ceremony held at the University of Virginia in honor of the people who died at the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando, Florida. She brought with her her Sonichu medallion, a drawing showing solidarity for the SLGBTQ community, the photoshopped family photograph of the Chandlers and her characters set in a photo frame, and a handwritten poetic letter and drawing which she recited in front of the attendees. The local NBC News station was at the event and featured Christine expressing her opinions.
Of fucking course.
The University of Virginia community is also honoring the victims
Chris has
of
been
that
on
mass
camera
shooting
like how
from
many
1 year
fucking
ago.
times?
New tonight, the student body at UVA hosted a memorial service to honor the 49 victims who lost their lives at the nightclub in Orlando, Florida. This all unfolded on the steps of the rotunda along University Avenue. The 2-hour-long event included an opportunity for people to create art and share their tributes.
Do not hate. Hate is not so good.
Oh my fucking god.
And to be paranoid is a bust. Feel the love that comes from us, and try to feel love that you can offer.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park.
At least from within yourselves, for yourselves.
People also read the names of those killed out loud during the ceremony. The event helped to promote equality and diversity.
Later that day, Chris livestreamed her.
Just fun fact, I'm pretty sure the guy that shot up, if I'm thinking about the right one, the guy that shot up that fucking nightclub, he didn't do it out of prejudice or whatever. He literally couldn't go into the one that he wanted to. So he went to the next one, which was the gay one. And then he just, like shot it up. And everyone took it as like a homophobic attack. But from what I understand, that's not what actually happened. He didn't, like, target them specifically. It's funny how the news never talks about that.
Which she had read out at the memorial service. Unfortunately, she failed to notice that her microphone had been disabled and did not capture any part of her recitation. Her letter read in part, "I feel for y'all, my friends, family, and allies in this lifetime of ours. Lost and confused is this point of our lives where we are meant to be. Where do we belong in our local communities, with minds gone blank like a fully erased paper? We are left with the remnants of what we had thought of before impulsively lost in time. I, too, was there during the times y'all were bullied, broken, and beat up bad. The times we've sought for new friendships to later, maybe, find truest love from one within. Soon enough, we not only have found ourselves, but we three, child, teen, and adult, combined, worked out our ideas. Taking our time, we continues onward in our life from how we were born towards who we are meant to be this whole lifetime. I will continue onward, the stronger soul, woman that we are. For being boy was a lingering downfall. Someday, I will find our destined sweetheart and truest love, while feeling the love from within, from child, from teen, from me." Upon realizing that she failed to record audio, Chris deleted it from her YouTube account. On June 14th, she made a video addressing the issue of some of her patrons leaking Sonichu pages to the public.
Okay, we're good.
It has been brought to my attention that apparently those who have made the contribution to Patreon are abusing their privilege and leaking the pages amongst the internet that I put up there. So let's not do that, okay? That's not cool. That's like movie pirating. You don't steal
who
a
would
woman's
have
purse.
ever have seen?
You don't steal anybody's cell phone. So don't steal the pages. All right? Be legit. Be honest. Be loyal. I believe in the kindness of people. So as soon as Political Evidence is ready, I'd send copies out to every Patreon that has been paying. And so on with book 12 and 13, 14, so on and so forth. And I think that'll just about cover it for now. So until next video, be it Captain's Log or Random Stream, everybody, have a good and safe day.
2 days later, Chris posted a short video
God,
featuring
Barbara's
her mother,
just not looking
Barbara.
good at all.
We are in need of
Please help.
donations for food. Please.
Please. Dude, she's so
Consider
fucking
us.
strung out.
Thank you.
Oh, Barb.
On June 20th, Christine shared a year-old Facebook post of her wishing her father a happy Father's Day, adding that she still missed him every day. Later on, she wrote a lengthy post regarding the ages of her characters.
Oh.
Simply put, it is inconsistent cartoon logic. Around the time I specified the main 8's ages in Book 8, I was under a lot of unwarranted questions about their bloody age in relations to the content/miscontent of what I drew and wrote beforehand. Ugh! I was still testing the waters of the story typings, parodies, what works/doesn't work. It is very common amongst the beginning book authors, even in televised cartoons and video games. I dare put unto you all, Ash Ketchum is still 10 years.
But is Ash still 10 years old? Because, like, in the first season, in the Indigo Plateau season, yeah, I like Pokemon. In the first season of Pokemon, all the way up to the first movie, it was stated that it was a year that it took him to go around Kanto. So he'd be 11 by that point. So logically speaking, at this point, we have, like, what, 7, 8 generations of Pokemon? Ash is, like, nearly 20. Realistically speaking, he'd be about 20 years old now. Sonic being 16, well, there's the thing. There's, like, different variations of Sonic. I don't know.
Years old, Sonic the Hedgehog is still 16 years old, and Stewie Griffin is still 1 year old.
Yeah, I'll give you that
while
one.
during the Family Guy series, Megan has gone from 16 to 18 years old. Twilight, Sparkle, and the main 6 are teens to adults, while Celestia and Luna are like 1,000 years old. Even XJ9, Jenny, while built a few years prior, her mindset is teenager! Sigh and groan.
Isn't that My Life as a Teenage Robot? Isn't that what that is?
I feel the best
Why do I
way to
remember
answer this
that?
annoying question to everyone is to not think or overthink about it. We, the artists, creators, and writers, specify an age to our character, at least I feel, when it can be deemed warranted. We do not have to consistently celebrate birthdays or let our characters age canonically or not in our works. The obvious, simple, not to overthink, straight up answer from all of us creators is just take the characters' age as we have given them respectively. And in my case, the main 8 are more than 20 years old, may as well be over 21 now. Sarah, Christine, and Roberta are teenagers, close to equal 17 years old. And Sandy and Zapina Rosechews are in the 4th grade, despite Sandy being less than a year old, physically, but mentally equivalent to the typical 4th grader age. Once again, take each character's age at provided value, unless we later say different. Shut the f*** up. Ugh! On the final day of June, Christine uploaded the final pages of Sonichu issue 11 on her Patreon page, officially completing the comic 8 years after its inception. The comic begins with the Sonichu Christmas special episode, set in December 2008. In the Sonichu family's home, little Christine, the Rosie, prepares for her elementary school theatrical performance of the nativity.
What in the fuck is this? You know, I like how they were originally like a Pikachu and a Raichu, and like, I don't know, you just can't say that they're Pichus. They have to be their own thing now.
Scene, while Rosechu and her daughter Sarah bake cookies. In the rec room, Sonichu and his son, Robbie, hang stockings by the fireplace. In the kitchen, Sarah thanks her mother for letting some of her friends come over for the Christmas party, and shows her that she made one cookie in the shape of a
Rosechu
candle
looks
for
like
her
she's
friend
high
Kevin,
in, like, every
because he is
panel.
Jewish. Sarah also made it vanilla flavor to keep the ingredients neutral to avoid an allergic reaction from other flavors. In preparation for an incoming snowstorm, Sonichu goes out to buy groceries and extra supplies, while Christine recites Mary's song from the Gospel according to Luke 146.5 to 55 in preparation for her play. The next day, it is announced that Ann Weston Elementary School would be closed on the count of the storm, so the children would stay home for the time being. Sonichu then goes out to work through the chimney because the doors of the house are blocked with snow. He then uses his powers of super speed to clear the surroundings of snow. Over the coming days, Robbie plays games on the Nintendo Wii and watches Christmas cartoons.
I like
Sarah
how you
continues to rehearse
photoshops.
her lines for her school performance, and their mother, Rosechu, frantically cleans the house. One day during a playdate at the boy Kevin's house, Sarah...
Bro, look, see, like... Say what you want about Chris, because I rag on the motherfucker, like, all the time, too, right? But he is artistic. He is pretty fucking genius when it comes to that. Now, his art style may not be the best, but I can tell you what, he draws a lot better than I fucking do.
plays the combat video game Call of Duty World at War with him.
Oh my fucking
She becomes
God.
too embroiled in the action and in a reckless move causes Kevin's character to die, which upsets him. Sarah tells him to not get so attached to a set of digital pixels, but he states that he spent over a whole month leveling up and learning the Treadin, preparing for his first war game, only to be quickly killed by Sarah's arrogant actions. To comfort him, she offers him the cookie she baked in the shape of a candle. Kevin looks at the candle's flame and is reminded of the explosion which killed him. He slaps it out of her hand and smashes it to pieces against the TV. He runs upstairs crying, while Sarah realizes that she has hurt him and decides it best to leave. Later in Sarah's room, she has a telepathic conversation with Magi-chan, who comforts her, but lets her know that she and Kevin will most likely not retain their fondness for each other, and tells her that she should do something to make up for her actions. 2 days later, while out shopping, Sonichu and Robbie come across a crying woman who tells them that she lost her job and was then evicted because she could not pay rent.
Look, I like this too, like, in the artistic style that the camera's only going to focus on the characters who are, like, relevant to the story. And then you see these characters who are just, like, generic fucking background characters with little to no coloration to them. I like that because they don't fucking matter. She's colored because she's relevant to the story. I like that.
Robbie bursts out that her story was distressing and would also feel the same way if that happened to him. Sonichu apologizes for his son, clarifying that he is very caring and empathetic. They call for a taxi for her that would bring her to a nearby soup hotel where she could stay.
I like how everyone's just chill with the
Meanwhile,
fact that
while
Sonic
Blake
is
and
like
Bubbles are
9
out
feet
together,
tall.
Enos, the
Or
homeless
Sonic
Jamaican
Shoe,
drug
sorry.
addict, wishes Blake a happy Kwanzaa. He is angered by once again being mistaken for an African American.
Oh my
Bubbles calms
fucking
him
God.
down. The book then flashes back to August, referring to the time when Simone LaRoche was presumed to have died from an explosion conducted by the Aspropedia 4. The doctors at the time are amazed to see that she is coming back to life. Later, doctors find that her skeletal structure is made of simitanium, an incredibly strong metal, which also runs in her blood and organs, meaning that she can regenerate her own organs and bones.
This is the bitch that he stole her, Simona Rosechew, right? He stole her from, fuck, what's his name? The guy who did, like, Asperchew, I think that's what it came from. And he blew her, he blew her up with the Voltorb, right? Am I remembering this correctly? Like, he blew her up with the fucking Voltorb, and then I guess now she's fucking Wolverine from, you know, X-Men.
She is instructed to spend more time resting and recovering.
Why? She could just
On December
regenerate.
15th,
What does it
she
matter?
is discharged from hospital and is reunited with her husband, Wild Sonichu, and their daughter, Sandy. Meanwhile, in the mountains, Magi-chan and Sylvana Rosechew express their love for each other and acknowledge that Sylvana's former father figure, Count Graduon, would eventually return, but she has been learning to break free from his teachings.
I
They
want
then
to
kiss
break free.
and express their intentions to fornicate. Later that same night, during the school nativity play, Christine feels something happening to her and rushes backstage. Sonichu and Rosechew take note and get ready to come to her aid, when Christine text messages Rosechew, telling her that she is evolving into her final form and that she needs new clothes. Rosechew instructs Sonichu to run home and bring their daughter a change of clothes. 1 minute later, Rosechew and her 2 other children come to Christine's dressing room. Christine tells her family that she evolved and had a huge growth spurt, which caused her clothes to be ripped apart. Rosechew tells her to keep a happy thought and sing something. The mother and daughter then sing "I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman" by Britney Spears together on either side of the door. Sonichu then
It's a
comes
sweet,
back
it's
with
a
new
sweet
clothes.
moment, right?
Christine changes into her new outfit and comes out on stage just in time to sing her song with confidence. As her parents admire her performance, Sarah and Kevin discuss what happened at their playdate. She apologizes for blowing up his—
Wait. So the kid has a Raichu tail. So that means it was already a Pikachu as a baby? So what the fuck about Sonichu? Can't he still evolve then? There's some continuity issues here, man. We need some
in-game
science, bro.
character and offers him 3 cookies she baked in the shape of dreidels. Kevin explains that he learned to appreciate teamwork and that her aggressive and rash actions made him dislike her. He thanks her for being his friend and playmate and hopes that she can grow up and mature more. Sarah cries, and her brother Robbie comes to comfort her. The family soon reunite as a whole and drive back home. On Christmas Day, all the Sonichus gather around the large Christmas tree in the Quickville shopping center to exchange gifts and embrace each other romantically. Simona remarks that she hasn't seen Christian lately and asks about him. Roshu tells her that since he came back from the future, he, or rather she, has been adjusting from the future shock. Roshu goes on to explain in depth how in 2014, Christian realized that his soul was female and so changed her pronouns, her name, and began the process of physical transformation as well, all the while continuing to be attracted to women. After their
I will say this, I am glad he did that back before it became a trend.
past, Christian returned from 2015. He started to readjust, and by October had finally realized her true self. Sonichu adds that the news blew him away too, and had come to regret his past ill words against the gays. He says he was mostly upset with trolls and bullies for their mislabelings of him and Chris, and acknowledged that he has no ill will towards the gays, and that there was nothing wrong with what they did, though he never found any interest in their actions.
I mean, I don't hate gay people either. It's just more of like, I hate the fucking bullshit that surrounds them. Like, I really don't give a fuck about them existing. I don't give a fuck about anybody existing. Like, I don't give a fuck about people. Like, you do you, bro. Like, whatever you like, you like. I'm not gonna judge you for that. I just don't like the fucking forced interactions you're supposed to have with them and acknowledging them and special treatment they get. Like, nah, fuck that shit.
With Christine becoming part of the LGBTQ communities, Sonichu and Roschu have learned to be more accepting and supportive, and even hired their next-door lesbian neighbor to be their babysitter, solely on the basis of—
See, like that shit right there. Oh, we have to have a babysitter who's a lesbian, just to show that we're not, like, homophobic. Like, that kind of shit I don't like. Like, go fuck
her
yourself.
work credentials. All the Sonichus and Rosechus agreed to go to Christine's house to cheer her up, since she had been in seclusion, mentally recovering. The next panels show photos of Christine playing herself, incorporated into the comics. The Sonichus welcome her back and state that they have missed her. Blake approaches Chris and compliments her bust. She thanks him, but states that she was not interested in any of his advances. Blake clarifies that he was quite surprised by her appearance. They then all pose for a photo, featuring all the main Sonichu characters,
Oh my
her
God.
parents Barbara and Bob, and her transformer car, Sonchu. The scene then switches to December 17th, 2008, at a dig site in Virginia, where Simonchu is digging underground looking for fossils.
Also, I like how... God damn, I keep pausing way too fucking much. Hi! I like how this isn't even really about Chris. This is just a Sonic Chew comic episode.
While repeatedly getting blown up by Voltorbs, a type of Pokemon. The readers are then reminded that in August, he had aided in the killing of Simonla, his sister. Meanwhile, Simonchu receives an email from his sister, writing that she had made a full recovery, and that he was welcome to visit any time.
Well, that's
He
good.
decides to head on over. The scene once again flashes back to the modified ending of issue 10, wherein the Asperpedia 4 are condemned to live the rest of their lives in the Amish community devoid of modern technology. Part of the sentence was that all the Pokemon they had trained, including Simonchu, were to be released after being rehabilitated. He was warned by Wild to never come near their family again. Back on December 18th, Simonchu comes to Simonla's house. She welcomes him in, while Simonla's daughter Sandy comes back home. She yells to her mother to get away from that male, but Simonla demands her to apologize to Uncle Simon. Wild Sonichu then also comes back home and reacts in hate at Simonchu's sight, pulling out a vine and whipping him with it. Simonchu then faints, while Simonla calls for them to stop the madness. She
pull the
explains
vine
to
out
her
of his
family
wrist?
that her brother was a victim of circumstance and forgives him for what he did, and she expects her husband and daughter to forgive him as well. During the family reunion dinner, Simunchu explains how he was captured by Evan Christopher George and trained to carry out his and his cohorts' evil deeds.
I remembered.
He then reflects how after he was released, he took an interest to geology and collecting fossils. Sandy offers to bring the mystery fossil her uncle brought with him to the Quickville Museum. Christine Chandler interjects as the narrator to apologize for failing to title the episode beforehand. She also adds that the story is derived from a script given to her by her Facebook friend and financial contributor, William Elliott Waterman, but she had taken some liberties with this story and altered it to add more details. Episode 23.
For now on, every time I get laid, I'm gonna say you want to have some banana funkle.
Simunchu and Banana Funkle formally begins in Quickville Museum, where Simunchu and his niece submit the unknown fossil sample for research to a yet-to-be-introduced Blue Rosechu, whom Simunchu fancies. 15 minutes later, the researcher comes back to tell them that the fossil is a newly discovered Pokemon, which had been revived and then given back to them within a Pokeball.
Yeah, fucking
It was
course.
dubbed Bananasaur.
Oh my
Simunchu
god.
opens the Pokeball to release the small green
Agumon!
dinosaur-like Pokemon, which could only speak gibberish. From far away, Punchy Sonichu could hear and comprehend the Bananasaur's thoughts, and rushes to meet him and his keepers in the museum.
Wow, that's like...
The Pokemon and Punchy communicate
That's just very straight up fucking Knuckles.
with each other telepathically and bond over their shared love of the rock band AC/DC. At Simunchu's request, Punchy agrees to take care of him since he seemed to be the only one able to understand him. He feeds the Bananasaur a strawberry-flavored Pocky, and then it suddenly evolves into its next evolutionary stage, a larger, yellow, banana-shaped creature called Bananasauros. Punchy brings him home and introduces him to his girlfriend, Layla Flaffy. She then calls Punchy over to the kitchen to discuss the uninvited guest privately, angered by his sudden appearance, as she is not ready to accommodate him. She begrudgingly accepts to try to cope with the Bananasauros, but claims she will leave him if it becomes too much to bear. Punchy and his Pokemon.
Wow, just imagine bringing your fucking bro over and be like, hey babe, like, Dennis wants to have dinner with us tonight. I'm gonna fucking leave you if he spends the night. Like, what the fuck? We're just having tater tots
Then
for
bond
dinner.
over some video games. Later at the daycare center, Punchy encourages the Bananasauros to mate with the Pokemon Ditto, which then shapeshifts to appear like a Bananasauros. About an hour after ferocious intercourse, the Ditto lays 2 eggs. On another day, the two practice fighting at Nabe's Dojoshin, but Bananasauros keeps getting bested by Punchy. He then whips out a skateboard, and they have one final match, which results in both of them needing to be hospitalized. On December 22nd, they come back home to find that Layla had packed her suitcase and is ready to move out. She says that she had unfriended him on Facebook and never wants to see him again. Punchy accepts her words as she punches Bananasauros in the face on her way out, calling him bruised and unfruitful. Christine interjects once again to inform the viewers that time was short to complete the episode, so she offers a brief summary of what happens next. Layla goes to stay with a temporary caregiving trainer, William Faulkner, as the Bananasauros gets too comfortable living in Punchy's house, playing video games all day and not cleaning up after himself. Luckily for Punchy,
So he's literally my friend Singleton. My best friend is literally fucking Bananasaurus.
the banana Pokemon is soon given the job of cleaning and maintaining the dojo. Then, Magichan interrupts the narrative to inform the reader that he had been busy collecting Sonichites and Rosechites, a newly introduced item based on the Mega Stones from Pokemon, which could temporarily induce evolutions of the electric hedgehog Pokemon into their Mega forms. Also, a spot of havoc was averted at the SLGBTQ Pride Festival in 2009. In the behind-the-scenes prologue of the next episode, Sylvana Rosechu is receiving a spa treatment. As she finishes, a stagehand informs her that she has 60 seconds before the film crew starts filming, as if the episode were to be recorded like a TV show. She then transforms into the guest star of the episode, Sonic the Hedgehog, whom she will be playing throughout episode 24, Part 1, The Clip Show. On August 21st, 2009, Sonic meets Sonichu and Rosechu at Quickville Shopping Center. Sonichu and Sonic reminisce about recent happenings. Sonichu recounts an account of bullying experienced by his children Robbie and Sarah, and then their fight against the jerk-op. Sarah then suddenly evolved and grew in size, vowing not to wear skirts or overly feminine attire, preferring to wear jeans and a t-shirt. Sonichu adds that a month or two after that event, Robbie came out as a lesbian soul and then evolved into Roberta, having fully transformed her body into that of a female, and has never felt happier or more confident.
Oh man, I feel my brain just shutting down here.
Christine Chandler then surprises both Sonichu and Sonic, and to convince Sonic that she was indeed the same person who created Sonichu, she transforms into her Christian Sonichu form. She explains to Sonic that this happened after Chris returned from his trip to 2015 and had Slowwheel Rhyme arrested.
Oh my god.
While still in his colossal Christian form, he ponders that he indeed felt more feminine in his high school years, and finally comes to terms that his soul was female.
Woman.
He then transforms into the female form of Colossal Christian. After briefly admiring herself in the mirror, the energies of the Sonichu crystals, which caused her to transform into her current state, then escape her body and sync with the energies which had departed Sonichu earlier, and they merge in the moonlight. The combination of energies create crystals, and then they all shatter and fall to the earth in millions of pieces. Chris returns to her female Christian Sonichu form and finds one of the shattered crystals, or the Sonichite, on the ground. Meanwhile,
I hate that
Sonichu and
works.
Rosechu watch the explosion in the sky, and then pick up Sonichites, which fell to the ground. They suddenly evolve into their Ultra Sonichu and Incredible Lioness forms, respectively. Their powers soon wear off, and they return to normal. Christine recounts that Magichan has been collecting all the unique Sonichites meant for each individual Sonichu and Rosechu, and now the Sonichus have them sewed into their socks, and the Rosechus have them put into their barrettes. They would be used as a last resort to
But you need the little bracelet in order to evolve. You can't just use the fucking stone. It doesn't work that way, motherfucker. I played the game.
transform into their unique Mega forms. Christine then gets a call from her father, who wants her to
Sonic
go buy
over here
some
like,
TV
God, I'm
dinners
just a
and
regular
soup.
fucking hedgehog.
Sonichu and Sonic discuss meeting up again soon, at which point Sonichu will talk about the wedding.
Oh.
The comic concludes with a vow for the story to be continued. On July 3rd, Christine shared a photo of one of her favorite works of fan art, encouraging her that her sweetheart was out there somewhere. The photo also revealed that Chris kept printed versions of private Facebook messages from at least her friend, Jessica Quinn. On the 4th, Chris wished her Facebook followers a happy Independence Day, sharing an altered page from her latest Sonichu comic. 2 days later, she wrote that she cooked a hot hamburger plate with mashed potatoes and gravy, inspired by the work of her late father's old friend, Tony, and posted a photo of it. However, Kiwi Farms user Lucas Wolf looked up the term hot hamburger plate on Google and found the image Chris used to be the first result on the image search. On July 7th, she posted another
Oh fucking Chris, no fucking way. No fucking way. You dumb bitch.
their Captain's Log video asking about sponsorships.
Just a short update today because what else? We're up to page 14 in book 12. Although it's not totally covered, those are not totally covered in yet. We're up to page 8 on the coloring process, and those pages will be uploaded onto my Patreon on due time.
Oh my god, what if he has an OnlyFans?
On Sunday. Anyway, so another thought I had, you know, I often use and enjoy using this Crayola Super Tip markers. I was thinking, I'm wondering, do artists sometimes take sponsorships? Cause if Crayola's hiring and accepting us to be their sponsors, then I highly would endorse the Crayola products.
I don't think Crayola would want you representing them since you're like a homophobic, racist, crazy neo-Nazi, autistic, fat, hateful, sexist piece of shit.
Because I just love
Pepsi
coloring.
might.
I do enjoy coloring with the Crayola Super Tip markers, especially from the 50-pack. And I miss those 12, that set of 12 fun scented markers. Anyway, just a thought I had, so that's gonna be pretty much it for this week's Captain's Log.
Is that Angry Birds in the background and Domo?
A week or two with another update.
Oh my god, Chris.
Have a good, safe day, everyone. Thank you for your patronage.
I bet he likes Boku no Pico.
She later expanded
Boku no
on her
Pico.
message in a Facebook post. Seriously, I could do a commercial for Crayola, rather just to add color to your day, or just keeping it all inside the drawn lines. Hashtag Crayola rocks for artists of all ages. On July 8th, Chris commented on Twitter that after reading Sonichu issue 0 for the first time in many years, and comparing it with her latest comic, she realized how much her artistry had improved. She also made note of some spelling mistakes she had made back in 2004,
Holy shit.
but she did not overall regret making the books. It was at around this time that Christine began pledging $25 per month to artist and voiceover actress Doopy Doover's Patreon page. As a reward for her patronage, she could request a custom black and white illustration. Chris had asked Doopy to draw Rosechew, which she did, later thanking her for it, calling the artist Darling. 2 days later, Doopy wrote on Twitter that she was working on icon commissions from fans live on the streaming site Twitch. Christine simply replied, "Thank you, Doopy, darling," close parentheses. Not long after, Doopy complained
say a
about seeing her
fucking smiley
father
face, you
when she
son of
looked
a
at
bitch.
herself in the mirror. Chris replied that when she looked at herself, she saw herself who loved her, and suggested that Doopy look at herself from a different perspective,
Quit
ending with calling
hitting
her cutie.
on
The
people.
next day, in response to Doopy declaring that she deserved $1 million, Chris responded that she did too, because she worked a lot around the home and caretaking her mother and also her dad, in addition to the emotional pains. It was also on that day that Christine wrote of experiencing a painful few days, only to learn that she had just passed her first kidney stone. On July 11th, in response to Doopy Doover receiving criticism over drawing pornographic imagery of 16-year-old computer graphic Japanese singer Hatsune Miku,
That's who
Chris
I'm
wrote
talking
that
about.
she supported her, calling her a
How's it-
darling sweet
Mikasa,
soul
who the
and a
fuck
great
was I
artist.
talking about?
In response to Doopy Doover seemingly brushing aside Christine's past bad actions because Chris complimented her, Twitter user The Smallest Mage wrote an extended message telling Doopy that Chris's kind words were merely a facade and that she should be more careful about what she said about Chris before she got mistreated like her other gal pals. The Smallest Mage advised Doopy to read up on Chris's history on the Quickie and encouraged her to not make a fool of herself by making an awful person feel better about themselves. Doopy responded with a similarly lengthed reply, stating that she had been following Chris-chan since the beginning, and despite all the bad she had done, she found the trolls to be just as bad as Chris. Doopy admitted that her kind words may be fake and a show, as she was not emotionally invested in their interactions enough to care. Since Chris was a paying patron and had hired her to do a commission, Doopy showed her the same amount of respect she would to any of her other commissioners or patrons. Doopy wished for people to keep the matter to themselves, and assured her critic that she was a big girl who could handle the situation. In response, Christine wrote a string of tweets. "Honestly, how dare you put past errors that I do intend to remedy as soon as humanly possible, albeit within my own financial restrictions. I never intended to scam anyone, so that part of your textful message is BS. And in the years ago, for the latter, I was naive for a number of things. Even that was reflected in my previous Sonichu books, as I was testing the woodwork, seeing what works and what not. I actually matured mentally and emotionally, and I have gained more and better wisdom. I, personally, prefer not to address trolls, such as yourself, at the Smallest Mage. But when one unnecessarily and constantly attacks an innocent person with such outdated trash, then I feel need to step in. In other words, trolling stupid. Quit assuming the worst about me or anyone. All you are doing from that is making an ass yourself at the Smallest Mage. I will not warn you again. Leave the people I talk with alone. Good day." Members of the QB Farms then uncovered and publicized the Smallest Mage's full name, home address, and other social media profiles,
Damn, boy.
which prompted the user to delete his Twitter account.
Pussy.
As Christine continued to interact with Doobie
NordVPN, get yours today.
Do-Over, she failed to see how she was nothing more than another one of her many supporters, hoping against hope to strengthen their relationship, or perhaps advance it further to the next level. She would soon find out that hope can sometimes be a foolish thing.
What a way to end it. My god, he gets more chins every time I look at these. Like, I know it's an overused insult to make fun of people, just calling them, like, Jabba the Hutt, but, like, oh. Oh my god. Alright, that was part 55. Well fucking done, Gino. Thank you very much. I hope everyone enjoyed that. I definitely did. I feel like I actually had more fun watching this one than the last couple ones. Not saying that they're bad, of course. But, like, when it comes to Christian videos, they're normally, like, hit or miss. Like, I think every one of them have been fucking great. These are absolutely my favorite videos to do. But it's really more of, like, is this one going to piss me off today, or is this one going to make me laugh? And this one didn't piss me off. It just kind of made me roll my eyes a bunch. But I did laugh a lot. So, you know, hey, I give it a solid 4 out of 5 trolls. So thank you for that. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like. Subscribe if you're new here. If you made it this far, you're pretty much a Chad. We're sitting in at almost an hour because, my god, I got to talk for 12 additional minutes to 44 minutes of footage. So I'll leave you guys alone with that. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and bye.